There we go. Jeez Louise. Hey guys, welcome back to the stream. Reset Jet here. It has been a long time, and I think at this point, I'm just gonna stop apologizing for how inconsistent the streams are. The fact of the matter is, just life is a little bit chaotic right now. I think I've mentioned before, I am prioritizing time with my girls, and that's apart from the fact that I am taking off full-time classes again, online classes, and trying to juggle just being a family man as well as a full-time job. So I'll get to the streams when I can. I will try and do it on Wednesdays, but again, that's sort of a soft promise. But all that being said, we are finally back in XP12, and this sim has honestly been a little bit on my nerve the past month or so, just because of I had some sort of bug where the cockpit light just kept on. It had this like bloom effect, and I could not for the life of me get rid of it. And finally, with this new update, I finally got rid of it. So I've been just really discouraged in the past about wanting to actually hop in the sim and actually fly, just because it was giving me such an issue. But all that being said, we are here in Chicago, and we're gonna do some United real world ops today. Let's see, we're gonna be United Flight 2008 servicing down to Orlando. Should be departing in about another 25 minutes or so. Should be plenty of time to get the airplane all set here. As a matter of fact, I am so not prepared because I need to put my yoke on here. So stand by one. Alright, back in business here, so let's, I believe the second craft actually is, this is a real, what do you call it? It's the first slide of the day, so let's do a start up. Let's go general, checklist, what I need, amplified, power up, battery switch to on. Standby auto. Let's go landing gears down. From selector is norm. And electrical power, let's go ahead and set that. So bus ties to auto. Utility bus is on. Left and right gen on. That's established. Generator, AP gen, we don't need that right now. AP selector, we're not going to start that. So power up, check this is complete here. Let's go ahead and at this start our IRS is up. Yaw dampers to auto, left and right AECs on. Left and right engine hydraulic pumps on. Let's see, all looks good. APU is off. Emergency lights, we can arm those engine limiters to on. Like this leg, so starter 2, auto for our starters. Position light on, window heats on, no smoking, seatbelt signs on, auto rates. That's set, and Orlando is going to be, you should know this off by heart, it's like 96 feet, I think. 96 feet? Round it up 200 there. Equipment cooling, that's fine. Let's go ahead and open the flight deck door here. And then for our pneumatic panel, turn these to like the 10 o'clock position. Trimmer on, left recirc on, keep the right one off. Isolation valve should be open there. I'm gonna come down to the MCP flight director on. Should be able to arm these, but I can't now. That's all right. We'll slide over to the window here. Those lights are okay. Windows closed. Oxygen mask. We'll test that guy. Looking for 17 R43. Let's see, local altimeter is 3014. And let's bug 1,000 feet. Alright, slide on over to the QuadCast. Hydraulic quantity is good. Let's see, quantity, whole quantity is good. Yeah. So put the computer over here to auto. Brakes to RTO. Slide over to the captain side here. Cage this guy. It's at 3014. And 3014 on standby as well. Stop that timer. Alright, let's slide down to the HSI controls here. We'll zero out this decision height on captain's side and my side as well. And log on to Xpilot here. And let's see if anybody's online. We are UAL 2008. We are 75300 and we'll just cancel this call here. Let's see if anybody's online. Atlanta and Memphis. So, what is CTAF here? Now we'll just use the first one, 2075. 2075 air. All right. Let's go ahead and enter the iris. And while we're at it, we'll just go ahead and input our flight plan as well too. So we are KOR to KMCO as UAL 2008. Let's see, what are we doing here? Be departing off runway 22 left. There's no SID. to Cam Sky. Then direct to Karen. Siebel. To PXV. I don't know what that is off the top of my head. To Hitman. It's Nashville. To Thrasher. Ajax. There's Ajax. For the Grinch 5 into Orlando. It's Ajax, and that is going to be the RNAV. 436 left. Expand is fine with me. Let's see what that looks like. Let's go down here to map, or to plan rather. And we'll step through this real quick. To Hitman, Thrasher, this Ajax is Elite, Air to Coax, Gritton, Grinch, Bugs, Blake, Wolf, Aaron, Dory, Bryce, and vectors to expand. That works for me. Get back to the map here, and on Captain's side, let's flip this to map as well. And while we're at it, let's test our radar. Looks good there. And let's see, so this is not, I don't think this works still. Nope. Alright, so that's what we have to do. Alright, so we see flaps and park and brake. That's what we want to see there for the takeoff config. Do the ground procs.
Slide slow. Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Sink rate. Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Don't sink. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Gear. Too low. Flaps.
So that. Oh, let's see, what else do we need to test here? First flight of the day. A TCAS test. Does this actually work the way it's supposed to? Test. No, it does not. All right. Fire warning. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. Cancel this out here. And for the engine fire, AP, fire, and cargo, looking for 19 lights in total, but I don't think we get 19 lights, so that's gonna have to be good enough. And last but not least, let's see, flight deck access is not simulated, wouldn't show that anyway. And then observer oxygen mask back here doesn't seem to be simulated as well too, so I think we should be good there. All right, let's see, how about we get some bodies on board here. So we are going to have 206, not a completely full flight. $206. 206, looking for a zero fuel weight of 195.8. 195.8 here. Let's see, 10, 200. That'll work. And a fuel weight of 27.9, or fuel rather, of 27.9. I'm just gonna round that up to 28,000 since our fueler is nice and generous. And let's see what's optimal. 22. All right, that'll work. And doors closed. Alrighty. Let's get some rampers out here as well too. Drive up. Alrighty, let's get these radios set here. So COM 2, 121.5, COM 1 is going to be 20.75, and then I'll have 22.8 here on standby as well. Alright. Let's see, runway headings, go ahead and set the MCP up. O'Hare 8 up to 5,000 feet, and runway heading is going to be 225, so 5,000 here and 225 there. VNAV is not set up yet. LNAV should be able to arm that, and let's see. What is our reserve fuel? Alright, so we've got a trip of that, alternate, fuel for takeoff. How about we use alternate plus whatever thinners means. Oh, something reserve, thin reserve. Anyway. Let's add these two up. Let's say it's 8.0. That's probably going to be our final 0 fuel weight there. Let's go ahead and so we filed for 380. I don't know if we're actually going to make it. This 300 is a little bit of a pig compared to the 75-200. So, we'll find out here. And then let's see, average wind of 255 at 55 at 30 with a step climb of 2,000 feet. Let's see what's cruise say. But anyway, generally we'll take off with like flaps 15, D rate of, I'll say 42. Let's see what our CG is. 4.3. What does that give us for takeoff speeds? That looks about right. 41, 50, and 60. And that's bugged up here. And then our VREF should already be set. Got 141, 150, and bug in 260, and then our ref, I think it's done that for us already. 181 and 221. Yep, that's already set. So we are good with our numbers. And let's see here, climbing 296, 0.80 Mach, 0.80 there, and I'm not going to mess with that because I know that's going to screw up the climb profile, so I'll just change that once we are on the cruising area. But speed restriction 250 knots at 10,000 feet, so that all looks good here. We've got about 9 minutes before the scheduled departure time. Let's go ahead and brief this up really quick. So, weather-wise, winds are 200 at 6. Its VFR meter is 3014. So weather's good enough to come back into our air if we need to. I know the what do you call it? This Nimbus scenery that I've got is not accurate, and I know he's working on an update here, so I know some of these taxiways are not quite what we actually have in the real world. So let's see, we would push back. Bravo Sierra says uniform 7 here. How about we do this? We'll take whatever that is. We'll take Alpha. We'll take uniform, quote unquote, uniform 7. We'll join Bravo, taxi all the way out to, nope, not Bravo. We'll take November. Uniform 7 to Bravo, and then we'll join Alpha 5, I guess, somewhere. And then November all the way down to runway 22 left. And 22 left is 80 or 8,075 feet of, I'm assuming concrete. I don't even know if this actually tells us here. Taxi. Let's see. It's not going to have this in ODT. Anyway, 80,000 feet of, or 8,000 feet of runway. And with it being 8,000, probably actually take off at flaps 20, but we'll take off runway heading, and we got radar vectors down to CM sky, and then we'll carry on. Min safe looks like 3,400 feet around the airport here, and let's see, you cross the 5.5 arc from O'Hare at above 3,000 feet. So I'll tell you what, I'll go ahead and set that in the box here. So GCO, and can't do 5.5, so we'll do /5, oops, /5 and /6. So somewhere in between there we need to be, well, in the middle of that we need to be at or above 3,000 feet. Oh, so since it's the first flight of the day, if we need to abort on the runway, anything below 80 knots will be for, mostly master caution, master warning, unusual vibrations if the window pops up. After 80 knots to V1, only the big four, which is master caution, master warning, engine fire, and if we get a wind shear. Otherwise, after V1, take the emergency into the air, continue straight out, get a radar vectors, come back into Chicago, and call it a day. Alright, that is all I've got for the brief. Flight plans in here. Let's go ahead and run through let's run through the pre-flight checklist, which is over here. Pre-flight checklist, oxygen, sure, it's been tested. Pressurization mode selector is auto. Flight instruments have been tested. Parking brakes, fuel control switches cut off, and gear pins, sure, are removed. Pre-flight checklist is complete. Let's go ahead and start our APU. Alrighty, Apu's up and running. Let's disconnect that. And I gotta cycle these utility buses again. And let's get some air here in the back. So APU bleed on. Back's auto. And let's disconnect. Get rid of our rampers here. Disconnect the ground power there. Fuel truck. Air, and let's go and get rid of the chocks. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and plan for our pushback here. Hey, you've got traffic. Block the road.
All right, Captain.
Like the douchebags we are.
Let me know through the menu when you're ready.
You got it, buddy. These guys. And I don't think earlier the jetway was not moving, and it's still not going to move for me here, so it is what it is. Let's go ahead and close the door here. Betty tells us that the cabin is secured. We'll go unlock the door. And let's see. Pushback checklist. So, oh, let's get our flight plan up here.
Traffic, United 1658, taxi via Southport, forms 7, Alpha,
Squawking 3-5, 3,
November 28, right?
7,
O'Hare.
3, I think it is. 3573. Alright, and we'll turn that on. Captain's gonna turn on the pumps. And for some reason we've got a whole bunch of fuel in the center tanks here. I'll tell you what, I'm actually going to correct that because we would not do that there. So 28,000 pounds total. Let's just split this up to I can't math. 14 and 14. How about that? Yay. Okay. Hydraulic pumps on and beacon on. Close the flight deck door and let's run for the, I think they called it the 4-star checklist here. The 4-star checklist. Fuel is short checked. Passenger signs are set. Windows are closed. MCP is set. Takeoff thrust is checked. Takeoff speeds are checked. CD pre-flight complete. Rudder on trim 0. Taxi and takeoff briefing has been completed. Flight the door is closed and locked. Oxygen, or when I talk about the red anti-collision light, that is on. The 4-star checklist complete. I am going to go ahead and ask for pushback.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
Outstanding. Trims 4.3. Close enough. Hey, Yoke's a little bit wonky here. Alright, that's gonna have to do.
All right. Looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect. Welcome aboard, Captain. Toes connected, bypass pins inserted. Go ahead and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go.
Roger, Roger. Brakes released. Clear to push.
Here comes the pushback. Light 'em up.
Alrighty, clear to start. So APU bleed's gonna come off. Packs auto, or packs off rather. I should have turned the recirc fan on a long time ago, but that's alright. AP bleed back to on. Pressure is good. There's starting right side and starting the clock. Or left side. Holy slow start, Batman. Alright, there's 25 on the N3. Fuel control straight to a run. Temperature is nice and warm. Alright, that looks like a good start. Let's go ahead and reset the clock here. And we'll start the right side. Same thing, start the clock.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
Alright, boss man, park brake set. Clear disconnect.
And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
25, straight to run. And that also looks like a good start. So APU gonna come off. No fuel in the center tank, so we can leave the pumps off. Anti-ice is off. APU bleed, isolation valve, both closed.
And we're disconnected. Signal and pin on the right. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
And left and right engine bleeds on. Packs auto. Recall auto brakes to RTO, and we're gonna go with flaps 20 is what we said this time. So that's gonna change our speeds. 130, 139, 148. And I think it already changed our bugs here as well too. Nope, same thing. 181 and 221 there. So auto and flaps to 20. 1, 2, 3, 4 notches. And let's run through the taxi checklist. Before taxi checklist, any ice is off. Isolation switch is off. Recall checked. Auto brakes RTO. Ground equipment. I think we just said buddy is clear. And taxi light on. Taxi checklist. Before taxi checklist complete. And I know if I don't do this, the flight attendant's gonna keep bugging me about it here, so let's do that. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. So brakes are released. Oh, hang on a second here. Alright. Brakes released. Taxi light on. Let's see. How are we getting out of here? We're just gonna make it up. Because I really don't know. O'Hare Traffic United 2008 taxiing runway 22 via Bravo Sierra. Uniform 7, Uniform Bravo Alpha 5 November at O'Hare. And that's a damn lie because that does not exist, but we'll make it work. Alright, taxiing out. Clear left, clear right. Let's check our flight controls here. And dynamic blinds have closed my window. Left. Full up. Full down. So we're gonna make it right here. This is Bravo Sierra. And I think we just need to make another right onto, I think it'll be Alpha 5 here in Sim. Because the older layout, we're essentially just gonna like taxi around here in a circle, and I'm just gonna do this. We're just gonna taxi straight out. I want to say this next right's gonna be Alpha 5.
Lining up and departing runway 28 right, departure to the east. O'Hare.
Yeah, buddy. Alright, let's see. This is going to take us... Oh, we're going to join... Oh, I guess we're joining November right here. Alright, that's gonna have to work, I guess. plane. No dynamic blinds. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and do a before takeoff checklist here. Takeoff briefing. So we are going to be departing off runway 22 left here at O'Hare, going to Orlando. No SID, just radar vectors down to CM sky, cam sky. Excuse me. Let's see, LNAV. Well, tell you what, no LNAV is runway heading, so VNAV up to 5,000 feet, and we do need to be at or above 3,000 feet at 5.5 from the GCO VR. Right, takeoff brief, that is reviewed. Packs are auto, flaps are set, stat trim is set, flight controls have been checked, cabin secured, and runway taxis turn off light switches, whatever, off before takeoff checklist is complete.
Chicago Air traffic, American 536 is joining at 15 mile final runway 27 center, Chicago Air.
Alright, here's the end of November here. Let's go ahead and make a call and depart straight out here. Let's reset the clock. Air traffic, United 2008, departing runway 22 left to the south at O'Hare. Right, lights. Camera. action. Alright, start captain's clock here. I'll start my clock as well. Approach. Ready, Eeper to 1.1-ish. Close enough. Eeper. Alright, there's 80 knots, throttle hold, and thrust is normal. V1 as the airplane auto rotates for me. Rotate. Pause rate, gear up. There's 400 feet. We'll go ahead and turn left to 180. And hit select. 1,000 feet, climb power. There's Eeper, VNAV speed. Hold off on retracting the flaps here to see if we can make sure we get above 3,000 feet.
Chicago here, traffic American 536 is short final runway 27 center Chicago.
Alright, there's 3,000. I'll go ahead and start. Push your nose down here, we'll accelerate. Flaps 5 in the real airplane. There's a big nose down moment here, so you've got to make sure you add a lot of trim as you're doing that. Flaps 1. Flaps up. After takeoff checklist. And I'll go ahead and put the autopilot on here in 1 second. Alright. Command. On the right side, let's go ahead and climb up to let's say 4,000. There's 14, and after takeoff, checklist, packs or auto landing gears up and off. Actually, no, not it's off. Flaps are up, and altimeter's not quite there yet. After takeoff checklist is complete. So let's continue straight to cam sky. Execute that. They'll nav and. We are LNAV. Alrighty, there's 10. With flight attendants up here, let's continue climbing up to 250. Let's see what we can go up to here. Max is 380. That's what I thought. So optimal is 340. How about we just do 360 for now? 36. And we'll just continue climbing up to 360. Test. That's not what I meant. Alrighty, let's go ahead and turn the sim sound down here. Get some tunes going. Gotta admit, the environmental I don't know, just the environment here in X-Plane has definitely stepped up a little bit here. I always thought that was the one thing that Flight Sim 2020 had over X-Plane, was just that the environment looks so much more realistic, in my opinion. But yeah, X-Plane's doing a decent job here. Alright, coming up to flight level 180. Altimeter is 29902. That is cross-checked. Turn these lights off. Takeoff checklist is now complete. But yeah, I've got to say I'm pleasantly pleased with what the sim's looking like right now.
O'Hare traffic, American 1517, pushing it back, gate Hotel 16.
less than 1 to go here to the top of climb. Let's see what our fuel was supposed to be, or is supposed to be at the top of climb. 1.6. Let's see where we're at. 22.3. Alright. And then let's see, at Orlando, we're supposed to land with 19, I'm sorry, with 10,000 even. Yeah, we're looking at 9.9, so pretty much right on the money with fuel right now. Alright guys, looking good. 6 was earlier. Pocket City. Evansville. Oh, coming up to, whoops, Memphis Center here. It's on 3255.
American 746, just to maintain 3,000. 3,000 for American 746.
Some light chop up here at 36.0. This afternoon, United 2008 checking in. Oops, I guess I'll actually get the number. Just talking. Sheesh. Center morning, United.
Morning, radar contact. American 746 flight. Sorry, American 746 flighting 210, join the 18 left localizer. Heading 210 to join the 18 left localizer for American 746. FedEx 63, I couldn't hear that. Say it again. FedEx 63, roger. I sent you a PDC. Did you get the PDC message? Okay, yeah, push and start your discretion. Give me a call for taxi, and you can plan on 18 right. American 746, airport will be 11 and 12 o'clock and 14 miles.
Roger, airport is back for American 746.
746, clear visual approach 18 left.
Clear visual approach 18 left, American 746.
American 746, wind 190 at 9er, runway 18 left, clear to land.
Runway 18 left, clear to land for American 746.
American 1786, roger, push and start is at your discretion. Just give me a call ready for taxi. Expect 18 center. This will be off frequency for about 1 minute. Be right back. ahead, Memphis is back on frequency. Southwest 1185, descend and maintain at 3000 and flying 110. Right, 110, and down to 3000, Southwest 115. American 1786, American 1786, Roger, runway 18 center, taxi via Lima, Charlie 7. One 786, affirmative, Lima, Charlie 5. American 746, welcome to Memphis. You can taxi to parking via Echo Juliet, cross 18 center at Echo. Taxi via Echo Juliet, cross runway 18 center at Echo. Or American 746, thanks. Southwest 1185, landing 150, join the 18 right, localizer. Right, 150, 120, right, localizer, Southwest 185. Southwest 1185 Memphis Airport will be 12 o'clock, 17 miles. Memphis Center, Delta 876 level 320, we're 33 miles north of the Crimson VOR. Delta 876 Memphis Center, roger, radar contact, morning. FedEx, what's the numbers again? I know, it's just, I know, but who are you? Who are you, FedEx who? Oh, FedEx 63, okay, push to start your discretion, just call me for taxi. American 1786, winds 190 at Niner. RNAV to Ribs. Runway 18 center at Charlie 5, cleared for takeoff. That's 1185, ready to clear visual approach to 18 right. Southwest 1185, winds 190 at Niner, runway 18 right, clear to land. American 1786, radar contact, climb and maintain, flight level 370. United 2008, leaving airspace, Atlanta Center has closed up. You can change to Unicom. Have a good flight. United 2008. You leave airspace, Atlanta has closed. You can change to Unicom. Have a good flight.
Over to Unicom, have a good one, United 28. Apparently you didn't hear me. Yeah, Senator, I thought you heard me earlier, but United 2008 over to Incom. Okay. Carry on. Sky, good to see you too, bud. that's interesting. I didn't realize that there was a issue with the voice on X-Pilot. Just got a ding from the supervisor here. Okay, I was wondering. I thought it was my mic, but good to know. Alright guys, let's see where we're at here. We're coming up to Macon. Top of D is not too far away. I'm gonna get rid of these airports here. Yeah, Top of D is not too far away. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got for the Grinch 5. Yeah. Slide this guy over. Alrighty, so we're already on our way to Ajax? Seajax? So that's the start of the star. Then we've got is elite, mirror above 24, coax below 26, Gritton 290 above 17, and Grinch bugs 280 between 16 and 11. Right now, I'm just gonna make sure. Make sure we've got 280. Just to make sure we are below 16, I'm just gonna insert this there. Then Blake, Wolves, Wolf, and Harm, Dory, 220 above 8, then Bryce, 210 at 5. And it says vectors, so I should be able to just go ahead and put X-band here. Alright, that works for the star. Everything checks out there. 436 left. It's going to be the RNAV. GPS. Found course 005. I see. 005 inbound. Birdie at 1600 for the bottoms. We're going to use LNAV, VNAV minimum, so 406. That's close enough. Let's do that on the captain's side as well. Six. Airport elevations 96, touchdown zones 93. Min safe is 3,000 from the runway. From runway 36 there. So the public is to climb to 500 feet up to 3,000 feet to Denmore, and that's probably in here. Hold. Oh, should be the next hold actually. There's Denmore. So that is in the box if we do need to do the published miss for some reason. Otherwise, that first note that does actually comply or apply for us here at the uncompensated Barrow VNAV systems. These Barrow, the VNAV systems are old on the 7.5, and I want to say the 7.6 as well too. So if the temperatures were below 1 degree Celsius or above 54, then we actually couldn't do this approach. But since we don't have to worry about that, should be just fine here. We've got rails and pappings on the left side. Runway 36 left, 12,004 feet. Auto brakes. In the rail aircraft, we would do 3, but the aircraft seems to slow down a lot quicker here on X-plane than I think the real aircraft does. So auto brakes 2 should work just fine to get us off at Juliet here, and then we'll take Juliet. Bravo, and I forgot where we're supposed to go park at. Just looking this up. Let me go see what the real aircraft is. 2008 is parking at gate 35. So just gonna make a little note for myself here, gate 35. Oops. So we'll take Bravo, and I guess we can do Bravo to Echo 1 or Echo 3 maybe. Echo 3 straight to the gate. That works there. That's pretty much it. Actually, no. Last but not least, we're supposed to land with about 9.4. Got 13.1 on board right now. What is that? For hell. 3.7 difference here. So the gross weight is now 208.4, and 3.7 is roughly 204.7-ish. So old liner flaps 30, and rough of 135. So I'll use the course here, 135, and I should have already set our bucks for us. So rough is 135. We'll double bug that, and then plus 40, 175 plus another 40 is 115 for flaps up. And that's pretty much it for the brief. Actually, we never did look at the weather, did we? I went to 3409 VFR. Almost marginal VFR, broken at 4,000. And meter is 3,008, or 3,001 rather. So 3,000. Set that there for the standby. Alright. We are pretty much good to go for the descent here. I'm just about to enter the beginning of the star here. ATC says Jacksonville Center advises descend via the Green 5 arrival unless emergency services were provided. So, could go descend via Bryce down to 5,000 feet. Let's go ahead and set 5,000 feet here. There's 5, and I would like to change our descent speeds here. Do 0.80, we're already at 0.80 right now. We'll do 300 and 0.80. Man, you don't like that for some reason. I don't know why you wouldn't. Weird. This should have been just fine with this format right here, 300 and 180, but okay. We'll carry on. Okay, so we are inside of 20 miles from the top of D. Just to kind of ease into the descent here, I like to descend now instead of letting the aircraft just go ahead and descend at the top of D point. So hit descend now. The aircraft should start to descend about 1,000 feet, 1,200 feet per minute before it catches up to the descent path here. So I'm just gonna let it do that. Okay, not entirely sure why it's asking me to check the target altitude, and it should just keep descending on the path here. There it goes. Alright, there we go. Okay, what's going on here? girlfriend. I tell you what, man, this VNAV is struggling. Let's see. ATC2, 3573, 3573. I don't know how much it matters, but I just wanted to make sure that the altitude source was going to be on my side and not the captain's side, because I'm about to change the captain's altimeter here. And if I don't have that source onto ATC2, which is going to be my side, then it would have changed. And I think it actually did change the path. It made us higher, as it should have, but it should have changed when I changed my altimeter, not the captain's altimeter, so. Don't think that's how it's supposed to happen. But anyway, let's see. I think we're still on the path so far. Britain, we're supposed to be at or above 20 or 17,000 at 290 knots. So far so good there. And then bugs is going to be 280 between 11 and 16. So let's see how good a job it does. Should go ahead and turn simple signs on. And you know what? May as well get through the descent checklist as well. Descent checklist. Pressurization panel is set. Recall is checked. Auto brake 2 is set. Ref is set. And briefing is complete. Descent checklist is complete as well. Again, this is an example of this VNAV not doing what it's supposed to do. I'm setting the limit here of 300 knots. That means it should not exceed that, and then especially if I have the limit here at bugs of 280, like we should not. We already had a limit past of 290 at Gritman, so it shouldn't accelerate back to 300 knots here. As a matter of fact, let's just go to set 280 knots here, because I don't know if it's going to do what it needs to. It should have already been descending at idle. Alright, let's go ahead and turn this music down here. Let's see, tower is going to be on 24.3. Alright, so Wolves, 250 knots. I'm not sure why we're not slowing down. Alrighty, okay. Windows open, 250 knots. Alrighty, coming up to 10,000 feet here. Let's see, approach checklist, altimeters 3001, that is cross check, navigate, been set, approach checklist complete. Oh, what am I doing? Position. And GPS. Anyway. Dude, slow down. Alright, I've had enough of this. Flight level change 240. Slow to 220 knots here. Speed's good. Let's go to flaps 1 here. Oh, okay, I'm digging this this cloud effector. That's legit. Yes, sir. 210 knots here at Bryce. Alright, speed's good. Let's go to flaps 5. Birdie at 1600, maybe 3000 as well. Alright, let's turn left here to 095. We'll continue our descent down to 2000. Nice. Alright, let's see. The field's in sight. Let's continue this left turn to 030, going down to 2,000 feet. And we're going to clear ourselves for the RNAV for 36 left here. And I don't know if anyone's in Orlando, but I'll make a call anyway. Orlando traffic, United 2008 is inbound Amibi on the RNAV for 36 left at Orlando. And Amibi is about 9 miles in, 10 mile final. Alright, since we're clear for the approach here, we're going to do, let's see, Laz here, so, oh, you know what I need to do? Birdie. Inbound, 005. Yes, execute. L nav armed. A 1600 feet. B nav. Open the box, and we can slow to 180. Alright, we're on the path. Speed's good. Let's go to flaps 15. I'll go ahead and arm the spoilers. There. And 16, let's go ahead and bring the gear down. And 135 was our ref, so we'll bug 140. And flaps to 20. Flaps 30. Landing checklist. This airplane's about to stall. Are you kidding me? Okay. Alright, so the VNAV should be following the path right now, and right now it is getting high. Alright. All bots off. So I think the moral of today's flight is VNAV still needs some work, but that'll get you from A to B in one piece, I suppose. Might get you high, might be a little bit low, but it'll get you where you need to be. Anyway, missed approach altitude is 3,000 feet. Alright, 3,000 set there. 1,000 feet, we are clearing up stairs to land. Actually, line traffic, United 2008, 5 mile final for 36 left at Orlando. And clear ourselves to land, so nose gear light can come on now. I think we're good to go. Auto throttle is off. Thank you.
100.
Slowly start to
50,
round out here.
40, 30,
Throttles back
20,
to idle.
10.
Just hold this attitude. Speed breaks up. There's 2 reverse. Auto brakes 1. Auto thrust or auto reverse. Auto brakes off here. We'll take Juliet as we planned. And I'm pretty sure I didn't see anybody lined up there for 3-6 right, so we'll just go ahead and cross the right side. Let's clean up our spoilers here. Flaps up. Speed brakes. Well, my speed brakes aren't coming up right now. Okay, we'll worry about that later. Oh, that's why, because my versors still aren't for some stupid reason. That would make sense. Orlando traffic, United 2008's crossing 3-6 right, taxiing to the gate via Bravo, Echo 3 at Orlando. And nobody's here, nobody cares, so let's just go ahead and cross. Alright, we'll clean it up here. Make this right turn on the Bravo. Alright, let's see. Can cancel this out. Auto brakes to off the clear to flight director and lights. Oh, come on. Lights, lights, lights. And we'll go ahead and get the AP started as well. Orlando certainly could use an update as well too, because the brand new terminals are here and it looks like it's still under construction in the scenery. I see that right? Yep, it's still under construction, and that terminal is massive. Got come up to Charlie. Yeah, terminal is massive. And what's funny is, like, most of the airlines I see down there are narrow body airplanes, mostly JetBlue, Copa. I see the Emirates 777 that comes in from Dubai. It's not a weekly flight, it's like every other day or something like that, but they park there as well too. But usually it's like all narrow body planes. It's kind of funny because that building is like, reminds me of the hotel buildings in Microsoft Flight Sim. Just have these massive buildings and these small little airplanes. Alright, APU's up and running. Turn the bleeds off on the engines. APU bleed air on. Isolation valve is open. And now we're just getting air off of the APU. So this is interesting. Right now we've got the left engine and right engine bleed off ICAS indication, as we should. But I did what's called an AP to pack takeoff. Essentially, we do that just to keep the EGTs lower on the engines. I guess just to save wear and tear on the engines. But anyway, so I did that before once on an offline flight, and I never did get this ICAS message, even though my bleeds were off. So I'll have to see if that's just if that's a bug, or if it's I don't know, if I did something wrong somehow. Alright, Echo 3. We'll take Echo 3, and then it'll be Echo or 35. Wait a minute. Yeah, Echo 2, and then Echo 3. Alright, coming on 235, we'll go ahead and turn the nose gear light off for our rampers down here. Oh, jeez. Breaking necks back there. Alright. Alright, parking brake set, parking brake set. We'll let them up, and I'm not going to shut it down just yet because I would like to take a look at that replay. Oops. Thank you for disconnecting me there automatically, because I would have forgotten. Alright, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back it up, back it up, back it up. Alright. I think this is actually one of my better approaches here. And generally speaking, my landings on the 300 are atrocious. Floating, just like usual. Yeah, that's about as accurate as my real life landings are, just always floating. I tell you what, this airplane's it's tricky to land too, just because it's so freaking long. And then we're generally landing with auto brakes 3. And all that does is, as soon as the mains contact the ground and the auto brakes engage, it just wants to slam the nose down. So the plane's so far, or it's so long that I always have a hard time figuring out when the mains are on the ground, especially if it's a softer landing like this. I'm like, oh, if we touchdown yet, and here comes the nose comes slamming down, and like I don't have enough back pressure to keep the nose from slamming down on the ground. But yeah, it usually comes down a little bit more violent than that, just because I'm never prepared for it. But it's not too shabby, guys. Not too shabby. Let's get a little fake applause in the back there. Bonk. Not too shabby. Alright, let's go ahead and fast forward our way back to the gate here. Shut her down and call it a day. Alright, we'll exit the replay mode here. Parking brake set. And I said we'll let him up and shut it down. Stand by there. We'll zero this out. 0, 0, 0, 0. And captain's gonna turn our hydraulics off, fuel pumps off. Red anti-collision light and recirc fan and shutdown checklist.
Attention all aircraft. Orlando International Information. Sierra current. Altimeter 3001.
Okay. Never did the line checklist. Awesome. Shutdown checklist. Hydraulic panel is checked. Fuel pumps are off. Flaps up. Parking brake set. Fuel control switches off. And weather radar is off. Shutdown checklist complete. Let's open up some doors here. Alright guys, that is it for me today. And once again, apologies for just how long it's been. Just let my actions speak for itself. I'm gonna try and stream again tomorrow, and then I'm gonna try and do my best to do this every Wednesday. I think it's probably the best day. It works best for me. So since my X-Plane is up and running the way I want it to now, I will try and do this more often. But that being said, I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow. Take care.